to talk about the future of marketing with Agentic AI. How does it look like? What does it mean? And I would welcome any questions around it. So let's get started. First of all, how did it all start? In 2017, Andrej Karpathy actually wrote a paper around World of Bits, and he did say that agents are going to take over most critical tasks. That's where it all started, but at that time, what was not available was the technological innovation to support those capabilities. What happened is two big things in the last 4 years. One is training, and the other one is thinking. What it means is, so you see from 2017 to 2024, a lot of LLM models came about that can not only understand what you're saying, but the amount of data that are processed using each of the model has changed quite a bit. So in GPT 3.5, it was about 175 billion parameters, but GPT-4 can actually take up to 1.8 trillion parameters. That itself is a huge switch, which is like preparing us to go into the agentic route. That's one. The second one is the thinking, which is the computing power itself is changed. So if you look at computing power from like GPT-3 or GPT-1, 2, 4, it's changed quite a bit, but the costs have gone down quite a bit. Now, GPT-4o costs about $5 for 1 million tokens, and that is insane. Like, that is making a lot of this possible. That's actually what Sam Altman says. Superintelligence is possible in about 1,000 days. So you can have your own Jarvis and Iron Man, like each of you can like have them. Like, that's totally possible. That's the vision we are going towards. Now, what does it mean for marketing? There was a time marketing just meant, hey, go run a campaign. Go do like this copy. Go do this content. That's one way of looking at it. Now with Agentic, you actually can think about like there is a person standing right next to you that can not only be your strategist, that can be your creative director, that can be your content writer, that can be anything that you want to be, literally your mind reader, to get that marketing activities and capabilities fulfilled is where we are going with Agentic route. And furthermore, like how it's evolved, even in the last like year or so, you must have seen a lot of evolution of co-pilots that are letting you either do copywriting, that are helping you with ads and few things like that. But from there, it's almost evolved into a little bit of taking over tasks and self-decision making as well. So for example, if you think about copy. So a simple copy was like you could tell it, hey, go write a LinkedIn copy with so-and-so context, and the agent could do that. But now it's actually evolved so much more. There was a version where it's not just copy, now it's multimodal. You could do images and you could do so much more multimodal. But now it's not just that. You can say, hey, go run the ads for me. It not only makes the decisions on optimizations, it actually like makes a decision on what to run to who, how to segment the customers, what to think about for each customer. That's the route we are going. So to expand on it, think about, let's say you're running like a brand that is sportswear. The type of advertising you want to do on Instagram is very different from the type of advertising you want to do on TikTok or LinkedIn. So now you have just some assets, but these agents can make those decisions and say, hey, I am going to run this type of ad for Instagram, make it and make it happen for that, and then go say, hey, LinkedIn, this is what's resonating on LinkedIn. You can train it and say, hey, this is the type of content we are going to launch on LinkedIn is what's happening. But not just that. There is a lot more beauty in this. Think about the types of segmentations we do today. Marketing is all about finding the right customer buckets. And let's say you have moms, you have professionals, you have college-going kids, or you think about it as Gen Z, millennials. So that world is completely gone now. Now you actually have moms that love green or sustainability style of living. Moms that love Lululemon. You're almost going to the level where it's so customized and says, since this mom loves Lululemon, I think I need to use these colors, this type of words, and that's like what agents can do going forward. And even more so. So if you think about this world, it's no longer we going to websites, we going to like apps to buy things. It's almost agents coming to humans. It used to be that us going to computers to do things. I think in a world like where today, like eventually that's what's going to happen, which is the agents will come to serve us. It could be through Alexa, it could be through devices, it could be through our voice projections on different things. Now we're going to have like chatbots, no longer websites and all of that, but it's more advertising customized to humans at every different possibility. It could be billboards that recognize who you are and changes, a little bit sneaky, but like there could be so many personifications, so many multimodal possibilities that agents are, marketing is like, I think that's one place it's going to impact quite a bit in terms of everything, like how you are being like catered to, what you're being catered to, all of this is going to change. So that's possible. And what's making this possible is like essentially two things. Think about it as generative AI, which is giving you AI content, or more like multimodal content, but there is also conversational marketing, which is how each brand should approach customers. So that's where segmentation and all of this is happening. So this is, these are some of the use cases that I'm outlining, which is segmentation, personalization, syndication, then cross-model segmentation. All of this is now going to be possible. But now the question comes, which is, great, all of this is being possible. What does it even mean for humans? Now in this AI-driven future, is there a place for humans? Like if AI is going to take care of everything? This is a question that I get asked almost on a daily basis. What does it even mean? I don't think there's much like that there's a lot that's changing. But the human intervention can happen at every single step. Like there could be where you're ingesting data, where you're interpreting data, where you're analyzing data, all that is going to happen. But always, actually, what is going to happen is thinking about human collaboration versus takeover. There's always going to be a need for human touch. You can, no matter how much these agents can like emote emotions, end of the day, there is going to be like a situation where the creativity is going to matter. The humans will have so much more time for creativity. Let it take care of optimization. Let it take care of the segmentation. But you can now think about what is the type of verbiage that matters? What is the type of strategy that matters? How do you enhance this so that it relates to so many more people? How do you design it so that this relates to so many more people? So the right combination of things always are going to be agents plus humans. That's what's going to make marketing great. Like, so you need that emotion, you need that human touch to make this all come together. So I'll stop at that, and if you guys want to connect with me, that's my LinkedIn. And if you want to learn more about Rava also, I'm happy to talk about. But we are an end-to-end marketing platform. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Sudha. Thank you. Let's take a couple questions and then stay on our programming schedule.
Any questions? Oh, here we go.
Hi.
Hi.
So I can see a future where so many people are using similar agents for marketing that the whole world's going to be flooded with content.
Yep.
All right. So how do you solve for that?
This is where the human creativity comes into picture. The tools that can make taking that input faster, better, and giving you ideas to give that input are where the winners are. So I think one thing that we realized even when we were developing Rava, you can actually just put a wrapper around OpenAI and can just spit out content. That's the easy part. What is the hard part is at strategic places, trying to get input from the customer and deriving it at the right places, asking it the right questions, saying, hey, here's the content you're writing. Who are you writing it for? It can already load the data, but ask like more questions. If you are thinking about like a content variations, talk about like, hey, what is your view on this? So the more you can capture and present the UI and ease of use in a way the human creativity comes out, those are the winners. And the end of the day, the output is also going to be where you can train it, where there is no hallucination, no AI-generated data. There's going to be a little bit of personal touch to how the verbiage is, how the vertical is. You have to use certain words in manufacturing versus construction versus healthcare. So all those key terms where humans are part of this is where the differentiation is going to happen and winners are going to show. Thank you.
Got a question over here.
If all the cool kids are using Perplexity to find their running shoes, where should I be thinking about using my campaign and advertising dollars? On online ads or just producing a lot more content so the future models drive them to my business?
A little bit of both. So SEO isn't going away, at least no time soon. It might eventually be at a point where we don't use Google anymore. So while this is happening, I'll still focus on SEO. I'll still focus on making sure, but now you can do it so much faster. So there used to be a time SEO would take 1 year to ramp up because there's a limitation on the type of content you can write. But now you can write content faster, and you don't want to make it all AI generated. You want to edit it, but at the same time you can see what are the competitors ranking for. Take that and write it. So I would definitely do that. The second question is a little bit more difficult question, which is where do you spend your dollars on? Where do you spend? So I would think about splitting it into experimental budget and something that works. So what I mean is that in this world of like trying, everything is coming up, I think experimental testing is going to play a big role. What I mean by that is that, let's say tomorrow Perplexity is allowing you to put some like ad campaigns around it. I would definitely go test it. I would definitely put some experimental dollars into testing that. Let's say tomorrow the Slack groups, Discord groups are now opening up like that are very customized to your audience, target audience, and there is a monetization options or ad options that are there. I would definitely go explore that. Definitely think about LinkedIn, Instagram, wherever your customers are. Don't miss out on those, but always allocate some budget to these experiments on a very regular basis. Marketing is going to win when you actually say, hey, no one has thought about this, but something came about. Let's put some money into it and see how this is turning around. Doesn't have to be a big budget, but think about like maybe like 30% of the time on SEO. Then think about like at least like 30-40% of your dollars into traditional channels and like 30% into experimental channels. So that's what I would do.